Hey guys, it is Monday. We are expecting snow tomorrow, which for anyone who doesn't know, I live in Georgia, so I know that a lot of the northern states are experiencing blizzards and drops of severe temperatures, but I live in Georgia, so we're not really experiencing that. We're experiencing up and downs quite a bit. We haven't had a snow day here up and probably till tomorrow, which for this vlog would be a week after, so a week ago for you guys that we'll be experiencing snow here in Georgia. Luckily it's on Zach's day off because I do not feel comfortable driving in snow. Though I was born in Wisconsin, I moved to Florida when I was 6, and in Florida where we were, you don't experience snow, so I have never needed to drive in it ever, except for last year in Georgia here. That first time I actually ever had to drive in snow. And it was a scary experience. Not like I was like petrified of driving. It's just like, girl, I don't know if I want to do this again. So, like, it was last year, apparently, was the worst snow that Georgia in this area has experienced. I think someone since 1993 or 1996, one of those 2 years. And it was a lot more snow than the area over here was ever experienced. So I was like walking down the street because I hadn't seen snow since I was 6, and I was enjoying the beauty. Snow is so beautiful when it's just still and everything like that. It's just really beautiful in my opinion. And I was walking down the street and I would just see cars sliding around the corners, just sliding like, oh my god. It was kind of like, wow, I should probably go back inside because you never know if they're going to slide into you. So that was my experience with snow last year. It was an interesting one. Like I said, I haven't seen snow since I was 6. Well, I saw snow when I was living up in Alaska, but we drove through it. We lived in Denali, next to the national park, because I worked for the Cruise Princess Lines at one of their hotels. And we had to take from Anchorage to Denali on a bus. It was about 9 hours, but we drove through snow. But we lived like in the middle of the state, in the mountains, and yet it wasn't snowing where we were. We were passing flatlands that had snow. Like, so I come here expecting a little bit of snow. No snow. We passed through it. No snow, not at all. But it was strange because, like, how do I describe it? We would have days where it was like 80 degrees out, and then the next day it would be 30 degrees out. It was just really strange to see that drop in the summertime in the States. It was just really weird. It wasn't I guess it was like in the summertime, so experiences. Today's plan is to work on this week's vlog, which by the time this vlog is up is last week's vlog. And supposed to be working on crafty stuff today. I have a schedule. I have not a bulletin. Is it called a bulletin or bullet journal? I don't remember the term of it. I'm starting to see how much I pay attention to that stuff. But I have one of those, but it's not like pretty or anything like that. But I keep myself up to track. And today is supposed to be crafty day. Like, I'm supposed to be working on the crafts, and that sort of stuff. And any videos that I really need to get to work on. Like, I really need to put some more makeup videos up. I really need to study for Between Monsters and Men. But sometimes you just don't get to those things. Like, shit happens during the day. Like, a lot of times shit happens for me during the day, and I'm not able to get to it all. What are they building here? They're building something here. I'm not quite sure what. What are they building? I'm very curious, sir. They're building something over there. It's by the train. I was supposed to take Ancient Egypt and Medieval Magic for my classes this semester, I guess. However, when I went on there originally to register or enroll for those classes, which they are free, they didn't have they usually have due dates for each test and everything like that. For some reason, when I went on there and enrolled, they didn't have the due dates on there. So I thought, oh, maybe these classes are just free year-round, so you can just take them anytime you want, and you get still graded for it and everything like that. You can still get the papers for it, because even if you don't pay for it. You still get like a paper saying you've completed the class and everything like that. But you can get actual certificates for it by paying for the class and everything like that. But you get like more of a real like certificate and everything saying stamp you've done this, etc. I just never have the money to do that. But just yesterday, so again last week when you get this vlog up, my ancient Egyptian class put up the due dates, or they finally showed themselves. And so last week for me right now, so 2 weeks prior from this vlog video, they had the first due date for the final test. So I already had missed out. So I'm not going to take my ancient Egyptian class because I like to always try to make sure I have the highest grades possible. I usually try to get 100% each time, because you can redo the tests, but you have to redo them 3 times, and if you fail 3 times, you have to wait 8 hours before you can do the test again. Usually that never happens for me. I can usually get it within like 2 times. Like if I miss like 1 question or 2 questions, I usually can go back and finish like no problem. Because, yeah. However, I missed one because it didn't tell me right away. I don't know if that was on my computer or if just for some reason that day the site was just having issues putting things up. Because you never know, that kind of happens. But my medieval one showed it too. It showed it not like last week it showed that I had to make the test by today. And I had just started the class work like 2 days ago. So I was like, shit, and I have to run through these videos and really write down these notes and everything like that. And I decided not to finish the last video, and I took the test, and I actually got almost 100%. I got 90%. And I was like, I'm not fighting it. I'm just going to leave that 90%. 90% is still good. So, I'm able to still take my medieval magic class. It's not like I'm learning medieval spells or anything like that. It teaches you the history of magic throughout medieval times, how it was in Roman times, how it was like part of the religion, and then when it went into medieval times, it kind of twisted because of Christianity, kind of made it like look more demonic, and then they went after people and persecuted them for everything like that. So it talks about that sort of stuff, like witchcraft and what they used to be called, and what different people who did certain rituals were called. It really gets into that, and I like stuff like that. So I'm able to at least take that class. I'm probably going to take my Dino 101 class again, because the last few tests that I had taken for that class, I kind of butchered. I mean, I still took them. I continued taking them until I, got higher grades. But I butchered them like a lot. I was like, I don't know what happened to those last few weeks. So I'm probably going to take them again to re-acknowledge myself. And I'm probably going to do the same thing with my epidemics class, because I always take that one every other year to relearn everything again, because my memory is shit. I will put down the website that I go to where I take free classes, and you guys can go check it out if you want to take free actual college courses of your own. But no, this is not sponsored. I just really enjoy being able to do college courses without actually having to go to college and letting out a whole bunch of money that I don't have. So, or owing a whole bunch of money I don't have. Slowest load ever. Hey guys, excuse the fact that I look like I just got out of bed, because technically I just did like an hour ago. I dropped Zach off at 7 this morning at work, but let me tell you my story. So, on Monday, I don't know if I told you guys this, probably didn't, I don't remember, but my tire pressure sign was on. Sorry, it's so bright. And so I checked it, learned that one of my tires was really low, so I filled it up with air, thinking that maybe it was just the winter, doing its wonders. And then yesterday, which was Thursday, yesterday was Friday, so today's Saturday, it was low again. So I went to Walmart today, because that's where I do my tires, got it checked, and learned that the tire isn't bad. There's no leaking, there's no nails. It's the rim that's the problem. Apparently, it's a little rusty. So they just really sealed lock it as much as they could. And now she's fine, but that means I should start looking into getting a new rim for my car, at least on that side. So luckily I didn't have to pay anything. He said that this should have been noticed. He said something like that. It said something about it should have been noticed something when they were doing the wheels before, because I've had my wheels I've had a lot of wheel replacements because of nails, because Zach works at Walmart, and when I drop him off by the doors, and occasionally they have where I drop him off, they occasionally have pallets there, and the pallets drop nails on occasion. So I just get a lot of nails in my tires. So that's why I have my tires insured, because that means I don't have to pay like $10 to $20 whenever I have to get a new tire. But that's my life. I'm not worried about it. I don't know how much a rim will cost. My dad will know. He'll know where I should take it to. And I'll probably be doing that as soon as I can, whenever I have money, because I don't have any money right now. Right now I'm going home. I have a story I want to tell you guys, but I'm not sure if I should. Like, there are tons of story times on YouTube. Tons. Some are just so crazy, like stalker, rape stories. There's some dark stuff on there. But, some of them you really have to wonder if it's true or not, because the way that people are describing it, there's some contradictions in it, or they're not really showing an emotional side to it. Like, you don't feel like, okay, that's true, because you actually showing some kind of emotional input in it. But something did happen to me. I think it was Thursday night. It really happened to me with Zach. I wasn't raped or anything. But it was crazy. It has something to do with, I don't even know if I should say it. I guess I can, but as long as I don't say the person's name. About a kidnap victim that we met. That's all I really want to say. Do you think that's appropriate to add, as long as I don't, add details like who her name is or anything like that? Because I don't know what's happening right now with this person. I don't know what's going on. So, I mean, you guys don't know where I live or anything, or I live by Atlanta, Georgia, because my P.O. box says so. So, I live I live in the vicinity of Atlanta. But I just know if it's appropriate to add. And there's been a couple of times where I've done storylines where I wasn't sure if it was appropriate to add to YouTube because of the situation. Such as sometimes some of my others, like, what was one? Now that I think about it, what was one I felt appropriate about? Oh, catfish one was one of them. When I was talking about when I was a catfish, I thought that wouldn't be appropriate, because I didn't want to put up my story and think that I was going to really be slandered for it. Like, it really did happen, but the last thing I want to do is, because I learned from my mistakes. I apologize to the people when I could. I can't get in a hold of one of them. But I was so afraid of being not judged, because, I did something wrong. I wasn't a good person. But, I just felt like it wasn't right for some reason. But I did it anyways. And you guys were very, very, consoling. Like, it's okay, you made mistakes, you were young. And I was young. I was 15 when I did that. Wasn't very bright back then. And I was just wondering what you guys think about me adding something to do with a kidnap story that is true. It's full-heartedly true. If you guys say it's okay, you think it's okay, as long as I don't add certain details, like the person's name, the case file that was in it, and everything like that. What do you guys think? Obviously, if you guys think it's okay, at least majority of you think it's okay, then I'll make sure to not add any severe details, but I will put in my 2 cents in it, because when the situation happened, I felt a little bit off about it. Main reasons because I haven't gone to school for criminology. I haven't done anything like that. I do know a lot about true crime because I used to watch I wouldn't say I know about true crime because I haven't been in detective work or been a cop or anything like that, but I have seen a lot of things. I have done a lot of research on true crime and case files and murder charges and all that, because I have Between Monsters and Men. I talk about serial killers. I study heavily into that stuff. I study into mental disorders because of the serial killers. There's some like Jeffrey Dahmer who was said to have schizophrenia borderline, and other ones that are a little twisted, like there's something wrong with you, like sociopaths, etc. So I study that because I do deep case files on those serial killers. For anyone who doesn't know, there was a lot of jobs I wanted to do when I was younger. A couple of them were I wanted to be on the SWAT team of the police force, and I wanted to also be a detective. I wanted to go into those things and with open eyes and check the clues, try to figure out the real killer. I wanted to do that stuff. And I get told a lot that I'm very good at psychoanalyzing things when it comes to that sort of stuff. So, when this situation happened, my radar, I would say, when sometimes people can tell something's a little bit off, I psychoanalyzed the situation. I was like, something's not right about this. And I'll bring that up in the video if you guys want me to make a video on it. Now, this is going to be up, like, in a week for me. So by that time, my memory might not be fully there about the situation. So I'll try to write down everything that I remember of that day. I should be able to remember. It was pretty, like, intense. And I'll try to make sure I don't go back and forth. Because usually I write notes, but I never freaking look at the notes. I guess I have them there just in case I do forget something. But is this something you guys want me to do? Do you want me to talk about it? Do you think it's okay to talk about it? I don't think the person knows. I don't think any of this stuff will cause her any harm. If the situation is a situation. So tell me what you guys think.